You're one of Dan Pena's star students.
I couldn't even afford to drive to Melbourne 2 hours away. 3 months later, I'm on a plane going to Scotland for 2 weeks to stay in a castle with a billionaire. The way my life changed, I can't even explain it. Bought a business for 2.4 million and overfinanced it 100 grand. That's billionaires.
Really?
Billionaires. Using the exact same method that I'm using. If you can learn to leverage people's credibility and people's money, you're going to make it.
So you're buying a non-cash flowing business?
Yeah, but just hear me out. A lot of people think that the person at the head of a company is some amazing, intelligent human being. It's like, no, they're probably dumber than you. If you have a vision and if you take action on that vision and if you're consistent and disciplined, it's going to happen.
You're like a no excuse dude.
There's no excuses. There's solutions to every single problem, every single one.
What biggest shift did your mindset have to make in order to put you in a position where this is now reality?
Funny story, right? So
what it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the real studio, I've got a real treat for you. Christian Dawes in the house. Is it Dawes?
it's Dawes.
Dawes.
Close enough.
This bloke grew up in Victoria, Australia, had a dysfunctional family life growing up. Tell me about that.
So to summarize that, my old man was in Pentridge, it's infamous prison in Australia. He come out, met my mum somehow. I think she was like a caseworker or something. So there was some kind of tie there. Me and two sisters were the result of that. So you can imagine those two different kind of lifestyles were pretty conflicting. It's like my mum was pretty, what's the word? Like straight edge, straight cut. My old man was pretty rough.
Well, he was obviously a closer.
He's a closer, all right.
Well, if you can get a caseworker who deals with inmates all day long to break the rules and
Something
get
like
with
that,
you,
yeah.
well, then you were either charming or a closer, or maybe both.
Maybe both. Well, he's he's rough around the edges, but he's a pretty talented kind of guy. Like Crown Casino in Melbourne, he built that. The house I bought off him, it's like 16-foot ceilings, and it's funny though, because talking to him, you'd think like this guy's rough as fuck, and it's like when you talk to him, he's real fucking in your face and real aggressive. It's like, for example, when I was 18, we went out to the pub. My old man come with me, and I've heard all these stories growing up about him fighting, and I didn't know if it was true or not. And then when I was 18, I watched him knock out 3 bouncers in about 3 minutes.
Is 18 the drinking age in Australia?
Yeah. I started a lot younger than that though, about 14.
So basically, you were kicked out of every school in police trouble with the police. Probably fighting and whatnot.
Yeah, fighting, stealing cars, drink driving.
Had 4 kids to 3 women.
Yeah.
Okay. Man after my own heart.
Yeah.
So what workplace injury stopped you from working?
Right. So I was working, I won't say the company, but I was working for a company at a paper mill. And I 2 slip discs, can't remember what ones. 2 slip discs, and it's like when that becomes inflamed, it's like sometimes I won't walk for a week. You know what I mean? So it's pretty bad. And when that happened, the company saw me as a liability, which I guess, you are. And because I was casual, they just kind of flipped me to the side like I was fuck all. Put me in a situation where, I had all these kids, all these different women. I had a home loan. I had to do something about it. It's like I could sit there and I could try and sue this company, or I could get on, government pay, Centrelink. That was the option. It's like, do I give up and just roll over and fucking, just try and sue a company, or do I do something about it? So I thought, fuck this. I want to learn about money and I want to try and buy a business. And from that decision, 3 months later, I bought a business for 2.4 million and overfinanced it 100 grand.
So how did you know to do that?
I didn't. So as I said, I just started getting on YouTube and trying to learn about money. Found my way to a man named Dan Pena, who I know that you know pretty well. And yeah, within 3 months, did my first deal. And like the way my life changed, I can't even explain it. And it's still pretty new to me. I'm only 10 months into this.
So you would say you're one of Dan Pena's star students?
I wouldn't say a star student. No way. Some of the people I've met through Peña, there's fucking billionaires.
Really?
Billionaires using the exact same method that I'm using. Obviously, I'm not there yet, but that's the goal.
Well, what's the But you already bought a business that's 2.4 mil.
Well, that's the thing. I bought one. I want 100 of the fuckers.
Yeah, but you're getting started.
Yeah, well, it isn't good enough. I've met people that do 10 deals a year.
So, but again, at the end of the day, for people listening, like he's proof that it works because you were
works.
You were
Undoubtedly,
fuck all.
it works. Fuck all. fuck all, mate.
Yeah, you were fuck all, weren't you?
That's it.
Dude, you had kids from multiple women. You just lost your job. You're working at a paper mill even when you had a job, bro. Like, that's nothing.
Oh, the pay was all right.
Back when I grew up, that was like the killer job to get, too.
Yeah.
Like, if I'd have got the paper mill job, my parents would have been proud.
Well, where I was, everyone, if you can get on the power station or the paper mill, you're doing good.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. So, but you were still like, imagine if you didn't slip your disc. Imagine if you didn't get hurt.
Well, here's the thing: it's like a lot of people don't have that fire. You know what I mean? And it's some people, there has to be a reason for you to take action. So I had desperation. It was like my back was against the wall. It was like I remember sitting there and thinking, "Fuck, I'm not going to be able to pay my home loan." I called the bank and said, "I'm not going to be able to pay this."
Well, at least you had a home loan.
Well, 3 weeks later, when we financed the business, that bank took over the home loan and paid that one out. And I was like, catch you later. You know what I mean? Better rate. It's, you know.
So you're just getting started on your journey.
Just getting started.
Now, do people follow you on social media? Or do you want them to?
Well, I've just made a new one because, you know, as I said to you earlier, it's like if I can fucking do this, anyone can do this. And they should.
That Instagram, folks, at Christian Dawes 26. Dawes is Daws or Dawes.
Daws. Yeah.
How do you say it?
Dawes. Dawsy.
Like, is that a door?
Yeah. This is the Dawes, mate.
So, folks, if you guys want to watch his journey, then go follow him at Christian Dawes 26. Why 26?
Birthday.
What month?
August. That make me think then. Fuck.
So, ultimately, you went to Dan's castle.
Yeah.
How's the castle look?
It's insane. It's surreal. This is what I mean. It's like going from, and I think the timeline was 3 months from closing the deal. Like I was in a situation where like I couldn't even afford to drive to Melbourne 2 hours away, you know? And then 3 months later, I'm on a plane going to Scotland for 2 weeks to stay in a castle with a billionaire and a bunch of fucking business people from all over the world. You know, it's like, it's a pretty surreal experience. And once I was there, like I went there kind of, you know, I had a little chip on my shoulder. I thought, you know, I've done a deal and I get there and there's people there that are worth 50 million or whatever the fuck it is. And it's,
why are they there if they're already worth that kind of money?
Because there's levels to this. There's levels to this. It's like you could go and buy, you could be in my situation where you're doing a couple $100,000 a month and you could say, all right, I'm comfortable. I'm just going to cruise. I want to cruise. It's like, because the lifestyle I was living beforehand compared to now, it's a lot better. But then when you're exposed to people that are like, for example, it's this building I've been in today. It's like, I know that's achievable for me. There's levels to it though. I could be comfortable where I am right now, or I can push for something more. And why wouldn't I want to do that? You only have one life.
Do you think it's better to build a business or buy a business?
Buy a business.
I would agree, because all the businesses I have, I built them all, and they're
over what time frame to make them cash flow?
Well, the first one took about 20 years.
Yeah,
and now I can build them in a year or two. Yeah. Only because of my social.
See, imagine if you had 20 years of acquisitions under your belt. You could have done 100 deals by then.
Oh, dude, if I knew what Dan teaches back then, I would already be a billionaire.
And now
I'm starting right now to start doing this exact thing. I mean, it's not exact because I don't know what QLA. I'm going to go to the castle for fun. Yeah. But I want to learn the details of what he says. But I understand M&A, and I understand how to get it. And I have, killer credit, and I have money. So I'm not starting out where you were.
See,
what I want them to know is like, dude, of course I can go buy businesses, but can a normal person, here was a normal person? And the answer is yes.
You don't even have to be normal. You could literally be a drug addict, homeless drug addict. And if you clean your shit up and if you present well, and if you find the right people and if you learn leverage, because it's like, if you can learn to leverage people's credibility and people's money, you're going to make it. That's how you fucking do it. And that is how I did it. Like I was going to banks. Funny story, right? So I got a job at a real estate agency. So a mentor that I found, because like as I said, I started learning about money and I realized everyone's got mentors. They're under someone's wing. Found a mentor. He's done really well in property. And started hanging out with him. And I thought, property's how I'm going to do it. It's going to be property. So I started working at a real estate agency. Did my course online, and I was working there. I was on minimum wage. I think it was 23 an hour, 22 an hour. And then I tried to buy that real estate agency. But a couple months later, I bought a waste management business because it's like I was focused on that one path, and I found something that worked and was better. And what I'm trying to get at is it doesn't matter what industry, it doesn't matter who you are. If you present well and if you learn leverage, you can make it happen.
What do you think he teaches more than anything? What are the basic principles of the QLA?
I think he says, and look, I'm no expert. I'm definitely no fucking expert. I don't want to put words in his mouth. You know, he probably comes smack me around the head. So it's who you need to be to get it done. And this is why I said it's like you could be this kind of person, but once the obvious change presents itself to you, and if you don't take action, and if you don't become the kind of person that can do these kinds of things, it won't work. And that's why being inspired and being desperate is so fucking important. Because if you aren't willing to change, or if you're comfortable, you know what I mean. You have to be the fucking man that can do it.
Does he tell you to wear the suits?
That's why I'm in it. But right.
Does Dan think you have to wear suits?
Well, he does, and he says to, and here's why. Because if you go into a bank in a, let's say that you're just wearing shorts and thongs and a fucking baseball cap, you go into a bank and you're trying to get $100 million, right? Or if you go in there and if you're dressed like this, or if you're dressed like them, and the two scenarios, you're presenting the same information, who's more likely to get it? Because at the end of the day, it's all human interaction. Everything is human interaction. From trying to approach sellers, it's like you're talking to a human being. Trying to get the money, you're talking to a human being. So it's like you can say that you don't judge people, but everybody naturally just judges by who you see, how they sound, how they present. That just happens naturally.
So if I walked in, say like this, you walked in like that, bankers didn't know who we were, they're likely to give you the money because you have a suit?
I believe so, yes. It depends though, and it's like try and gauge a situation. And this is why you interview bankers, and you don't go in there begging, say, "Can I please have the money?" You go in there and you say,
"Why should I get the money from you?"
Yeah, exactly right. It's like, I'm going to be a client. We're going to be a partnership here. Because realistically, if you think about it, it's like, and this isn't, I've never heard Peña say this. This is just how I think about it. From day one, you're in business with two people, and that's if there's banks involved, that's the fucking bank and it's the government. You can't avoid those two things. Well, actually, some people do, but they normally end up in jail, don't they? So,
yeah. Well, not in America. You got to include the gov. The gov's right. Your partner on everything. Is that how it is in Australia?
Definitely. Probably more so in Australia.
So I agree with Dan then, if that's what he teaches, because it's all about relationships at the end of the day.
It is.
I don't necessarily agree with the suit, but I could see why you think that, because you said Dan doesn't think that. Well, but he wears suits all the time.
He does. And for me, it's just fun to do it, because from my past, the only other places I've worn suits was weddings and court dates. That's it.
Yeah, I used to wear suits every day, all day for years, which is why now I don't.
Right. So as you're building your credibility, building, who Brad Lee is, you're wearing a suit. And now that you're there, you don't have to.
Now that I'm there, it's like,
so one day maybe I wouldn't be presenting.
I have my rule says if I'm getting married or buried, I'll wear one.
Suit and tie.
Yeah, but I'm not today, so I'm not either one. So I'm not going to.
Well, you've made it, so you can.
Well, I haven't made it yet. I'm still on the same path, my friend. I'm just still. I mean, I might be in a.
What's your goal?
My goal is to eventually hit the B level. I'm not a billionaire, not anywhere close. I'm comfortable, I would say, but that's my problem.
That's a problem.
So I'm going to get uncomfortable, and I'm going to start buying and selling businesses. I'm going to start showing people how by hauling them to Dan's with me, or just go to Dan and say, "Hey, let me be your first protege." Where if they can't afford Scotland, they can just come to little old me in America.
Good luck with that.
But I mean, again, buying and selling businesses here in the United States is not that difficult. Like I've been studying it. And
seems to be a lot easier here than Australia.
Well, and not only that, it's like I haven't even read one of Dan's books, so it's doable. I've watched several people do it. I know a lot of people that do it for a living, and like you said, they're buying 20 to 50 businesses a year, and they're loaded. And it doesn't make sense how easy it is. And then I look around and go, why isn't more people doing this?
So easy.
I'm going to be doing some sort of an event in October where I'm going to bring people in. I should have Dan come and
hit him up,
pitch his QLA. Well, he don't really care anymore. He'll come if he happens to be in town. But so you bought your first business, 2.4 million it cost.
Yep.
But what was it worth more than likely?
So that was, I can't remember the multiple, but it was less than 3. That was less than 3. And generally you want to try and find them between 3 to 5. Reason being it's pretty easy to fund them there. And if you can get 10 businesses at 3 to 5, as you consolidate them and put these revenues together, your EBITDA will grow. And then the multiple is going to be higher. Exactly right. So if you buy 10 of them, you might, depending on the industry, if you can buy them within that 3 to 5 kind of range, realm, whatever you want to call it, after 3 to 5 years, you could sell it at a 10. If you
and you can do this with successfully integrate them and put them all under one.
Exactly right. See, and that's a different challenge. It's like, I'm not a fucking manager. I'm not a manager, but I am good at keeping people busy. So if I can get a good team underneath me, and I'll just keep fucking feeding them. I keep them busy. But like integrating 2 businesses, it's like you get a business with one culture and then the other one has a completely other culture, and you don't want to upset it too much because you can fuck things up. CapEx can go up. You can, it's easy to make mistakes. That's why you go for high margin businesses, because if you go for a high margin business, you can fuck up, and fuck ups cost. So it will cost you, but there's where that high margin comes in, because there's more room for error.
So how did you know this business was a good business? Did you just self-study, or did Dan teach you this?
So as I was
you had the business before you went to Dan.
Yeah, before I went to Dan.
So you just grabbed the nutsack and bought a business.
Just fucking went for it.
So did you Google, or like, how did you know what the EBITDA was?
See, at that point, I didn't even know what the fuck EBITDA was. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know. You don't need to know.
How'd you find the business?
So it's a pretty small place where I am. I was actually explaining to a friend of mine. I was explaining to him what I'm trying to do. He goes, "Oh, I think that this bloke kind of fits those metrics. He's over this age, and the business has government contracts." I thought, "Fuck, done. Get me his number." I'm pretty sure it was a Sunday night, 7:30. I'm on the phone, fucking calling until I get through to him, and it happened just like that.
And you got through to him. What'd you say?
I can't remember. It was probably something along the lines of, "I'm Christian Dawes. I want to buy your business. Fucking sell it to me." Like, you know what I mean?
Did he just happen to want to sell it?
Yeah. Well, he was just at the right age.
It wasn't listed?
No, it wasn't listed. And that there's, I found that to be a problem. When I'm looking for businesses that brokers have got their hands on, it can normally be a fucking problem. Like brokers slow shit down. For example, there's a couple of businesses that we're looking at now, different company. That's a substantial acquisition that there's, close to 100 million we're trying to work on. That took about 6 months to get the numbers for. And Dan said, "Fuck them, taking too long, fuck them." But it's like, I just want to do big shit. So my goal is to create 1,000 jobs in the area that I'm in, because there's power stations closing down. There's the government's push for net zero. It's just fucking up that whole area. And it's like, we've got to respect our environment, but what do we know of with climate change or with anything like that you could actually achieve a zero? It isn't realistic. So we have to work with the environment, but you can't set unrealistic expectations and things like that. And that whole woke agenda is just crippling industries where we are.
Do you have Amish in Australia?
No.
You know what the Amish are?
Not familiar with them.
Well, they basically don't use electricity. They drive carts and horses and buggies.
Yep.
They figured it out.
Mm. Yeah, but they'd still be making an impact somewhere.
No, they don't use any electricity.
Yeah, but even
I wouldn't want to live that way. They live like they're in the 1600s. But at the end of the day,
why go backwards?
If you don't want to make a footprint, you could. But again, it's not realistic. And not only that, this Earth's been around for how long? I think it's going to be just fine.
Yeah,
I don't believe in global warming. Did you see the famous video of Dan telling that girl about global warming?
The other day, I actually asked. There's a guy that I was with the other day. I won't say who, but he's a pretty big player in the renewable space. And he said, I asked him, and he said to my face, he just said, "It's a great opportunity to make money, but it's a load of bullshit." And he's done some of the biggest deals in the world in that area.
So are you getting to hang around a lot of different people now? You're not hanging around your old buddies except one?
Except one. And that's because he's on the same journey I am.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't, cut him off. A lot of people, if there's people watching this that I was hanging around with 2 years ago, I disappeared. I completely disappeared. And that was necessary because you are who you hang around. You are your influences. It's like your most common influences will be who you are. And that is why I'm trying to get around people like you and Peña, and that is why I'm over here in the States. And the people I've been around, it's the way they view the world and the way that they move, it's completely fucking different. Like if I went to someone back at home and said, look, I'm going to try and buy this copper mine, which is something that we're trying to do. I'm going to try and buy this copper mine. I'm going to try and get it. Anyway, they'd probably laugh at you, They'd laugh and say, fuck off, you're a dreamer, you're an idiot. Just have a beer, watch a footy and shut up. You know what I mean? Or they say, you're weird. But these people, you say, I'm trying to buy a copper mine. They'll say, how? Tell me about the deal. You tell them about it and they say, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? You know what I mean? It isn't why you can't do it. It's how can you? It's a complete different mindset.
So let's walk through it. You find a business, let's say it's, for most people, unbelievably out of your range. So let's say a copper mine. What's it worth?
Well, we're trying to work that out because it isn't cash flowing, but with government grants, I believe we can get it cash flowing. So there's a problem. So the government.
So you're buying a non-cash flowing business?
Yeah, but just hear me out. So
I know, but if I were Dan, I would tell you why would you do that?
Just hear me out. Hear me out, right? So there is more than 2 billion of resource in the ground. The company that has it now has a feasibility study that's nearly done. We know the resource is there. We know it's there. The only reason it isn't happening for this company is they've got commitments to their stakeholders, shareholders. So if they went and put all this money in, that they could affect their share price. Right? We don't have that problem. So there is an issue with we'll just call it the process. The government stood in and said, fuck your project, you're not doing the right thing, we're going to take this off your hands. And they've done that. So now the government is spending money and they're just maintaining this problem. Because I've got a solution. I found government grants. I'm going to go and apply for these grants with the company and we're going to say, hey, we can fix your solution. In the meantime, while we're fixing that, and if we're successful, then we can unlock the value in that project. And as I said, that there's over 2 billion at today's prices. So it's pretty much picking up someone else's project and just fine tuning it and getting it cash flowing.
All right, well, let's use a different business then, because like I wouldn't buy a non-cash flowing business, but with all the extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, well, I want to create jobs. It isn't just about I want to create jobs. That's
you see stuff that's not necessarily the norm. So the norm is companies throwing off $4 million profit a year.
EBITDA net. What
let's say EBITDA.
Yep.
So it's $4 million a year. Most people, they're going to think, well, they're not going to sell that for anything less than 10 million.
All right. Well, here's the thing. What if that person is 55 and over, and if they've got no kids, and they've been making nearly 4 million a year for the last 20 years, and they've set themselves up. They've probably got 50 rentals or they've got cash coming in from other places. That business is a problem for them. And not only that, but this guy's at an age now where he's got fucking cancer. He hasn't got long to live.
He's 55, the age of cancer.
He's got cancer and he's fucking, he's sick and the business is a problem. He's got no one to leave it to. And guess what?
How many of those do you think are out there? There's
fucking heaps. And then guess what? His fucking phone rings and Christian Dawes on the other line. Christian Dawes is there saying, listen, I'll take that problem off your hands. Here is X amount, because you throw the multiple of the EBITDA at him. You don't throw a cash figure. You throw that multiple at him. You say 3 to 5. They're thinking, fuck, like I could be getting 5 times that profit right now for this. And the problem's gone. I could just retire, just live my last, couple of years. That is what you want to find. You want to try and find someone like that. Now, I've...
how many businesses have you cold called like that?
Oh, fuck. A lot. Hundreds, probably thousands.
See, that's where people will also quit. They'll call 5 or 10, get told to pound sand and give up.
Well, if you're a quitter, just quit now. Don't even start.
How long did it take you to find your first deal?
A week.
So you got lucky.
No. If you knew how many fucking hours I put in, 7 days a week. Do you know how many times I've been hung up?
You said you found it in a week.
Yeah. That
so you worked luck. 7 days and found one.
Yeah, but that's not luck. That's not luck. Think about this. 1,000 years ago, right? 1,000 years ago, we were hunting for food, hunting, you know what I mean? I hunt for opportunities. That's in my fucking blood. Some of us still have that. Some men have that. Some don't. And this is what I mean by being desperate or inspired. It's like, fuck, it doesn't take much for me to feel those things and to take action on something. You know what I mean? So it's like it isn't uncommon to call 50 businesses in a day. Sometimes I'll be driving past the business and I'll see the sign. Oh fuck! Turn around. I'll just walk in. You know what I mean? Like not even dressed like this. I'll just walk in. Can I buy your business? And a lot of times they're like, who the fuck are you? And a lot of people give you that kind of look like, who the fuck are you? And they give you that doubt. For me, that's motivation. It's kind of like, all right. If this is something that I want, and if this is a good deal, I'm going to push for it. You know, it isn't.
Because you're going to run the numbers.
Yeah, exactly right. And the numbers can't lie. If the numbers don't work, just fucking put in the bin next.
So let's keep going. So I find a business. It's throwing off $4 million. You call the guy. You say, you willing to sell it? He's like, yeah, I do want to sell it. Actually, I've had it for a while. My kids don't want it. I'd be interested in selling it. And then what?
Well, now you've got a project, and this isn't QLA exactly. This is just my thoughts on it. If you want to do QLA, go suss out Dan Pena. I'm not gonna try and push his stuff. That's his. So I look at it like this, right? So you've got a project. There's the three things that you need, right? You need a project, you need people, and you need the money. And I believe you can do it in. You can pick any of them to start. Any one of those three you can pick to start. You can go to a bank, interview a bank, find out where they're lending money, and then go find a deal that fits those metrics and parameters. Or you can go and you can put a team together of people, and then you can go find a project. So in this situation, we've got the project, right? Now you need the people, because unless you're somebody who's got credibility and got money, then you're going to need credibility and money, which is people and financing it somehow. First thing you can do is though, go and find the people. Once you've got the people and you've got a company, you've got the board, then offer sellers finance to them. See if there's a way you can structure a deal where out of that $4 million, you can pay whatever price you guys agreed on.
They say, what if he says, okay, give me $1 million and I'll finance the rest?
If he says that, then fucking do it.
Where's the $1 million coming from?
Go find it.
Yeah, but you make it sound so easy.
Well, it is. You know how
anybody can just anybody that's normal, meaning their friends aren't making a lot of money, their parents aren't rich, they're just regular, everyday people.
Yeah,
you know, maybe they got a construction job and you got them inspired, so they go out and all of a sudden the guy goes, yeah, and you know, $1 million.
Well, look,
and then they go, shit, I ain't got $1 million. And you say, go find it.
If I needed $1 million, right? There's a problem in front of me. Solve the fucking problem. I've asked mentors for similar amounts. So I haven't got it yet. I've done all my deals from the banks.
So you go to the bank and the bank says what?
It depends on the deal.
Don't they want to know your credit and everything?
They didn't ask me for my credit.
Most people don't understand why. Tell them why your credit's
because you are. It isn't you getting the money. It's the entity you've set up. It's the company you've set up that's borrowing, and it's the strength of the cash flow in the business. And I don't know how it works exactly here. In Australia, say, if you're borrowing against a business, if you're trying to buy a business that's, say, waste management, there's a lot of trucks there. That's assets. There's your security. That's how the banks get comfort. Let's say that purchase price is 10 mil, assets are worth 6. The banks would come in and they go, oh, look, there's 4 mil there that's unsecured. What do you got? You can even go to your board. What have they got? And if they believe in your vision, they'll give you the equity. You don't always need it either. If you can find deals good enough, you don't need it. And once you have momentum, we've done a couple, non-recourse. You can start going for non-recourse.
What would you think the hardest part is, finding the deal?
See, it all depends. It all depends on the situation. It's different. It isn't hard. It isn't hard.
Well, because, dude, I mean, I almost want to play devil's advocate because I agree. Technically,
it isn't hard, but there's a lot of problems. Just fucking solve them.
But there's volume, and some people think it is hard because you have to call 1,000 businesses. When
it's not hard.
When in reality, is this hard calling a business? But it's mentally challenging, and people are like, oh. But that's what I want to get across is when you say it's not hard, there's still work to do.
There's a lot of work.
So if someone's willing to call 300 businesses and get rejected 299, do you think you will find a business out of 300?
You will find potential deals, because you can get people that say, yep, I'm keen, let's go. You start looking at it and they just fuck you around. That happens all the time. It wastes so much fucking time. And I used to get caught up in that. Now I'm more, if it doesn't work, fuck off. You know, I've had people come in and say, look, we want 4.6 million. Yep, that's going to work. And then they change the structure of a deal. They say, all right, now we want 4.6 million, but it's not an asset sale anymore. Now it's going to be a share sale, which means that I can't depreciate the values of those assets, and then it doesn't work for me. Like my cash flow is fucked, so it doesn't work. Fuck off. And like for that one, for instance, that was like 4 months of work lost like that.
But they all should be asset sales, shouldn't they?
Try and do that. See, it could be different in America, but I know in Australia, for me, asset sale works better for multiple reasons. Because if you're doing a share sale, you then inherit any of the issues that business has, whether it's like work cover claims or whatever it is, and any legal issues, you're going to inherit that. Any liabilities. If you do an asset sale, it's a new entity. You've opened a new company.
You're just buying the assets, the customers, right. The cash flow.
And then let's say that you spent $6 million or whatever it is on the assets, you can now depreciate that, which adds to your bottom line. But see, all this shit, you don't need to know this. All you need is somebody in your company that you've given equity to that knows. You don't even need to know. I knew none of this when I did my first deal.
Who did?
A guy named Michael, and he's fucking amazing. He's fucking amazing.
What's mineral mining?
So in Australia, I see opportunity, especially in the area that I'm in. And I could be restricting myself by trying to stay local, but I've got sentimental reasons. Like, as I said, my goal is I'm trying to create 1,000 jobs, right, in that area. And there's a lot of minerals there. There's a lot of projects going on. There's licenses getting slapped down everywhere. I think it's a good one to get into. In about 2 weeks, I put a company together for instance, the people in this company I put together, and if any of you guys are watching this, you'll probably have a laugh. When I first was talking to these people, I'd have ChatGPT open on my phone because they'd be talking about certain things, and I'll be like, "What the fuck does that mean?" I'll be putting in the ChatGPT, and you know what I mean. I was looking up and kind of like, holy fuck! Like these people have done large deals all over the world. Like one of them just IPO'd one of his companies 2 weeks ago. It's for me to even I didn't even understand what that meant a year ago. I didn't understand what it meant to take a company public. You know what I mean? It's like now I'm surrounded by these kind of people, and they're constantly doing these things. And if they can do it, why can't I do it?
Do you ever make sure that you're always controlling shareholder, or what?
What do you mean by that?
Like to where you can't be kicked out of your own company?
Yeah. So see, that was I didn't do that with my first company. I didn't know about it in my first company, but I've got some good guys there. It is, I guess you'd say it's restrictive in some ways because we didn't set up for QLA, for Peña's method. We just set up to buy a business. And then once I come back from the castle, I like to sit down with these guys and say, hey, this is what we're trying to do. If we're not going to do it this way, I've got to leave. And they're fucking great. They shifted, they pivoted, and now that's what we're doing.
So QLA basically says, go hunt down a deal, get creative. But what are the little details that one wouldn't normally know until they go to the castle?
Little details. See, I don't think the little details matter. It doesn't really matter. It's like you can zoom in on the little details, but if the numbers work, buy the fucking business. If they don't work, if the numbers work, try and find the money. If the numbers don't work, next. Try not to get too involved in it.
Does QLA teach you how the money works?
Yes.
Like, what if they don't know if the money works?
Well, if you're going to go to the castle, and I know that you've got a couple of businesses and you're doing pretty good, take as many fucking notepads as you can. So he gives you one. I think I filled up 2.5 when I was there. And this is information that when I left, I had to go over and over and over and learn about it because it's all this shit. But like you don't need it. You don't.
What does somebody listening need to go buy a business?
You need to learn leverage. You need other people's money, and you got to learn how to speak to people. You got to learn people skills, and you got to learn consistency, discipline, and consistency. You got to learn how to be the person that can do it. Because if you're not right now, you are capable of changing to be that fucking person, and you can do it. Like fuck, I did it. Like I'm nothing special. I fucking did it. I'm still doing it.
Do you have a criminal background?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What were you doing?
Stupid shit. Lots of stupid shit, like fights, a lot of stupid shit that I haven't done in 10 years, and you got to remember, I come from that kind of background where it was like, I grew up in an environment where everyone heard my old man's name and they were like, fuck, you're Sammy Dawes' son. You know what I mean? So I thought growing up as a kid that to be a man meant to be like, I don't know if it was so much feared, but that's where I saw respect come from. You know what I mean? So like that influence was bad for me, even though my old man was telling me not to be like that. He was telling me not to because he'd learned that lesson. Now I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to help people, trying to give back. And You know, like money's a byproduct of that. Like if I can create those 1,000 jobs, obviously I want to be doing it right. No, but it's like money is a byproduct of doing the right things. And fuck, man, like if I can do it, anyone can do this. Honestly.
Are you gonna like mentor people once you've arrived?
I'm not a guru. Like I'm not a. Who the fuck am I to mentor people? Not yet. Maybe when I'm 50 and I've, you know, if I'm worth $1 billion, then I'll probably start mentoring people. But right now, it's like I could take the average person, get him 1 or 2 businesses, or I could push him towards Peña or, you know, someone like yourself, Peña, whatever, in the right direction. But I don't think that I'm credible enough. Like I haven't done enough to do that, and I'm not going to pretend I have. You know, for the average person, they might look at me and think, "Oh, fuck, you're doing it right." But the people that I'm around now, and the size of the deals and the complexity of them now that I'm seeing now, it's like I've done fuck all. It's nearly embarrassing to talk about it for me, you know. But it's doable. And if somebody does just want to change their life, it's like it isn't fucking hard. It's a couple of phone calls away.
So when these people sold you their business and it was in your name,
yeah.
So when
the company's not,
the day it closed, did they leave or did they stay on and run it for you?
They left on the first day.
So you allowed them to walk away?
Yes.
Wasn't that foolish? No. Why would you not keep them on so you know where everything is?
The simplicity of this business, as I said, there's government contracts. It was running itself. So we kind of looked at it and thought, all right, look, we can take that on and just fine tune it and just do better by our employees. Look after them better. Try and do a better service. The guy that I bought this business off, and a lot of them are like this, he ran it all off his iPhone. He couldn't even send a fucking text message. You know what I mean? It's like, and this is the thing. It's like a lot of people think that the person at the head of a company is some amazing, intelligent human being. It's like, no, they're probably fucking dumber than you. A lot of these people you talk to them, they don't even understand what the fuck you're trying to do. A lot of these bankers that I talk to don't even understand what I'm trying to do. They don't see it. They're normally giving loans out to fucking people trying to start businesses and coffee shops, and which is good. Go do that if that's your thing. But it's like, don't just assume because someone is in a better place than you that they're smarter than you, better than you, more capable than you. That is not true. It's just like if you have a vision and if you take action on that vision and if you're consistent and disciplined and if you make that a priority, it's going to happen one way or another.
What do you think the top 3 things you learned from the castle?
Is be persistent. The top 3 things, fuck. There's a lot. I don't know if I can give you a top 3, honestly. It's just be persistent, repetition, and just prioritize it.
So if you were just going to briefly tell someone how to get started, number 1, who am I calling? Any business? How do I select the business?
Just start practicing. So it depends what you want, though. If you want 100 million or if you want one business, it all depends. Because if you want 100 million, go and find Dan Pena and just do what he says. You know, don't come to me for it. Go to him and just do what he says. If you just want one fucking business, there's 3 things you need. You need a project. That's the business. So you're going to find that by calling.
How do you find it?
Just start fucking calling. Just literally get on Google, get on ChatGPT. It isn't hard. Get on Maps and just press on the businesses that they come up.
Should you select a business you have an interest in or just any business?
Preferably, yes. But see, that depends on the end goal. If you want 100 million, then
like right across the street, there's a car wash.
Yep.
Should I just go buy the car wash?
Depends. It all depends on your end goal. If you just want to change your life a little bit, then go do it. If you want 100 million, you need to think, all right, I need to put together a company, and then we have to go buy 100 of those things. It's a different kind of game there. If you just want to buy one fucking business, just if the numbers work, it fucking works. And not only that, but if you get one done, you can always pivot. If you get one deal done, you've now got credibility. You can go to a bank and say, look, we did this, we managed it correctly, and we're doing all right. Right? Now I want to sell that, or I'm going to fucking borrow against it, whatever. It's like building your credibility is more important than the deal. You know what I mean? It's like you can go buy a fucking coffee shop and you've got credibility, and then you can go from, you know, you can fuck that off. You've done a deal. You've got something on your resume now. You've got something.
But there's some businesses that never sell.
Yeah, well, they're shit. Don't buy them.
Well, I mean, dude, listen, out of, let's say, 30 million businesses for sale, only 8% sell. The other ones are not shit business, just nobody buys them.
Why is that? Maybe there's not enough people out there buying them.
There's not enough
That's
people.
what I mean. the mentality of the average person is, I can't do this. Where
I don't have the money.
My mentality
I don't know where to start.
Yeah, well, my mentality is just fucking start. Work the problems out one at a time as they come. And if you have no problems, you have no progression. If you have nothing to work on and solve and fix, you are not moving forward at all.
Well, again, I agree only because I know, but I'm trying to put myself in the listener's spot, and they're going to be thinking these excuses that I keep trying to bring up for you to blow past. Well, again, like what's tactically the thing you should do? For example, number one, figure out what kind of business you wouldn't mind dealing with, because you might have to deal with it for a little bit. Number two, don't buy a business thinking you're going to sell it the next day, because you just bought it, so it's going to be with you 2 or 3 years. So if you hate what it is it does, I wouldn't focus there. I'd go find a business that
follow your passion,
that you kind of get a little bit excited about. So let's say I'm a stay-at-home mom. Well, go buy a nail salon if you like nails. Go buy a freaking restaurant. Well, I wouldn't buy a restaurant. I don't like restaurants. But go buy something that turns you on a little bit, is all I'm saying. So that'd be step one. And then what? Well, then just start calling businesses, and then don't stop. And then, well, what do I say when I get a hold of them? Say, I want to buy your business. And then what?
But see,
and then I need your financials. And then what? Because, it's almost like they need every little step before they feel confident enough just to move.
That's right.
And you didn't. You just said, fuck it.
I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. But also, I got to touch on, I couldn't have done this without the people around me. The business wouldn't be running if I didn't have the right people there.
Your people?
My people. They're fucking amazing.
What if you didn't know them?
I'd like if I didn't know them, I have to go find them. And it isn't like there's a shortage of people. They're out there. And a lot of these people say LinkedIn. It's the best tool for this. Get on LinkedIn and message 1,000 people. Say this is the role. This is what we're doing. And if your message is shit, put it in ChatGPT. It isn't hard. You can sit there and say, oh yeah, but I'm dyslexic. Just fucking ChatGPT isn't. Use that. You know what I mean? Like there's solutions.
So you're like a
to
no
every problem.
excuse dude.
There's no excuses. There's solutions to every single fucking problem. Every single one.
Sounds like a no-brainer, folks. I'm not sure why all of you are working at companies in a cubicle, hating life, when you really want to own a business.
Well, hey, that's probably a self-worth thing.
Now, they would think I'd say, now, if you guys want to buy a business, Christian has a course. You ain't teaching this.
I'm not teaching it.
You're just telling the story. We said, hey, what do you want to, is there anything you want to talk about? And you said, I just want people to realize how easy it is. If they really want it, all they have to do is change.
See, Andy Elliott, I had a brief discussion with him. I wanted to try and do a podcast with him because I just want to get this out there, because who knows, maybe in 10 years I'll be teaching it or something. Who knows? Like I've found a passion, and my passion is to help people. I don't know why. It's just like the people that know me knows that my whole life, like even when I bought my first house, right? I was telling everyone how to buy a house. I was in there trying to shove it down everyone's throat. You need to buy a house. It's like when I started doing fly in, fly out when I was younger, shoving that down, jiu-jitsu, shoving that down people's throats. Like all this shit that I've taken on, I just want to give to other people. So like I guess eventually maybe I would do something like this. But anyway, Andy Elliott, I was talking to him just briefly, and he's like, why don't you do a course? But I don't think I'm credible enough. You know what I mean? I'm not a fucking Dan Pena. I'm not a Brad Lee. I will be. Well,
that's smart. You're saying, let me do something first.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. So I could show people how to buy a couple businesses. I can show what worked for me, where I am. I haven't done it internationally. Like I am across different industries, but I haven't done anything substantial yet. Once I've done something substantial where I have that undeniable credibility, then I'll try and do that. But
so what's next for you?
Hopefully I can get this mineral mining company doing something big. Well, sorry, I will do something big. We're working on different deals at the moment, trying to see what's going to work. This is what I mean. It's like I put the team together, and then I just give them deals and say, what do we do with this? Does this work? I don't fucking know the industry.
If I wanted to put a team together, who would you advise?
Who would I advise? What kind of people do you need?
Yeah.
So you need a CFO. You need a chairman. So a chairman typically is somebody who's done it.
That's the mentor.
Yeah, that's the mentor. They've done it. They've done it 10 times over. You don't need to explain who that is in the industry. You need to find someone like that. And these people will respond to you. They will talk to you. Some of these people have done it and seen it. So when they see what you're doing, and when you say, this is the key word, free founders equity. a lot of these people have gone and built companies to hundreds of millions of dollars and they've just been paid away. So when you say, I'm going to give you a piece of this for free, don't do it for that company, do it for me. As long as there's no conflicts, why the fuck wouldn't they do it? So you need a chairman, you need a CFO, you need an industry expert, and you're going to need, in my opinion, you need someone to run it because I don't want to run these things. I will if I have to, but like, I don't know if I'm the best person to do that. And I'm not going to pretend that I am. See, this is something I see as well. Some people will buy businesses and they get this big head, this massive ego, and they think they're fucking King Dick, and that just slows them the fuck down. You see that all the time. It slows them the fuck down. It's like that ego is unhealthy and it's just going to slow you down. You got to go and find someone that can do it. Preferably, you don't even want to be there. If you can do it right, preferably you don't even want to be there. And another problem you get is like all these people that you put together. You're now going to go buy a business. Let's say it's 20 staff, and they've been with this one guy for 20 years. So they're going to feel uncomfortable, uneasy. Look after them. Look after your employees better than the last person. There's always a goal. But if someone isn't pulling their weight, get rid of them straight away.
It's good advice, folks. Hey, listen, what can the Bomb Squad do for Christian Dawes?
What do you mean?
What can they do?
What can you do? What do you mean? I don't know.
What can they do? Follow you?
Yeah. If you want, follow me. I don't give a fuck.
Buy a book.
Reach out to me.
Give you a shout out.
No, you should reach out.
I got a few followers in Australia too. That's where you guys live, yeah?
That's right.
So you said on the way into the studio, you said, dude, I can't even believe that they let me leave. Like this wasn't even possible 5 years ago.
It wasn't possible.
What biggest shift did your mindset have to make in order to put you in a position where this is now reality?
I think when I started taking action on my goals and how quick things can change, it's like a lot of people spreadsheet the fuck out of something. They think it has to happen this way. It's like focus on the landing. You know, it's like think of the long jump, right? When you're cold calling, you're getting the run up. Once you got that fucking that seller, now you've jumped. When you're in the air, you have no fucking control. Focus on the fucking landing, because once you get there, it's like, oh, this is possible. How do I recreate it? How do I recreate it? And just keep repeating it.
It's just work, man, when it boils down to it. Like people give up because they don't know exactly what to say, so they won't call at all, which is stupid. Just call, figure it out. At the worst case scenario, not only that, go to Dan Pena's QLA course. Google, go to ChatGPT. The information's out there. The lack of initiative is what you need.
I think the key point is just fucking do something.
Do something. I wish my bomb button was in here.
Yeah. If there isn't a fucking problem to solve, there's no progression. So give yourself problems. And all I'm doing now is giving myself bigger problems. You know, like that copper project, for example. So many people said that there won't work. So I found the right people that understand how to get it to work. And even if it doesn't work, I've learned so much along the way. So for the next deal, I have now all this information. It's like you go in green and uncomfortable. And if you're uncomfortable, you're learning. So try and be uncomfortable.
Get uncomfortable, folks. See, again, these are lifelong. You ever read any books that teach you this stuff as well?
Not really.
Yeah, like self-development books. You start reading, you'll start going, dude, that's right. Because you're discovering them without reading them. But dude, these are lessons that have been taught for years that people don't pick up on. Uncomfortability is what grows and strengthens and educates.
I look for that feeling. I try and find that. That's like I'm not in the best physical shape. It's like I'm going to try and do a marathon in 2 months. You know, it's like think of business like that as well. It's like if you're not training for it.
If you want to be uncomfortable, shave the beard.
Yeah. Well, I could.
Huh? Why don't you?
I don't know. I haven't done that in fucking years. I look like an idiot, don't I? You see all me split lip and all that.
But that makes you uncomfortable.
True.
I don't think running a marathon is going to be too difficult for you.
I fucking hate marathons.
See, some people they don't need to do anything physical. What they need to do is like change something visual, like shave the beard. Go up to a guy that's had a beard like half his life.
True.
That's uncomfortable, shaving that beard.
True. I'll send you a picture. I'll do it.
Huh? All right. Hey, appreciate you coming in. Folks, listen, you can go follow this dude, watch his journey, DM him. He's willing to talk to anybody. He's not here to sell you a course. In fact, he doesn't even have one or a book or anything. He just wanted to be on. I know that he was Dan's student and he's done something successful. He's already hit one out of the park. He's continuing to hit one out of the park. And I said, listen, come on, dropping bombs. Hopefully we can inspire people to either A, go learn it from Dan or just take action. More importantly, what's that?
Just make that change.
Make a change.
Everyone has these fucking thoughts. if it's in your head, you can make it real.
Amen. Till next time, keep it real.